Hi, guys. So today we'll be reading about volcanoes, okay? And and the idea or the question that I want you guys to keep in your mind is, how does the earth change? Okay, the earth, as we mentioned, that the earth changes and causes to shape the land in different ways. Okay, such as the Grand Canyon is shaped by the river that flows through it. Beaches erosion starting to shape the beach, and it's making the beach start to go inwards and starting to take it away. Okay, and what people are doing now to prevent that. Okay, so today's story is about volcanoes. Let's start reading and learn how volcanoes are formed and what happens when a volcano erupts. Volcanoes by Sandra Markle. Okay, on one ordinary April days, something special happened. Hot liquid rock exploded from a volcano on Iceland. Once in the air, the bits of liquid quickly cooled and turned into ash. Then the volcano kept on erupting. Soon the air was full of ash. Okay, so now we're in a country called Iceland. Okay, and Iceland has a landform called volcano. We said that a volcano is like a high landform that has like a hole inside of it. Okay, so one day in April, this volcano erupted. It exploded. Okay, so what happened? Hot liquid rock exploded from the volcano from in Iceland. Okay, so as we said, that this high landform, this volcano, has a hole in it. What came out of this volcano? Hot liquid rocks. Rocks, we all know what rock is, right? So these rocks are so hot, they're liquid. So what came out of this volcano? Hot liquid rocks. Rocks that came out in a very hot liquid form. So when it reached the air, these small pieces of liquid cooled down, and then it turned into ash. What is ash? Is like black sand. You know, after a fire, and if a fire burns something, it makes the object burn. So after that, the object turns into black sand because it's so hot that it burns it. So again, as you see here, you see this is the volcano in Iceland. It exploded. It burst. So what came out of this? Hot liquid rocks. Okay, it was so hot it came out in the liquid form. Okay, so but when it reached the air or the sky, it cooled down. The temperature became cooler. So when it fell to the ground, it turned into ash. Ash is like black sand. Okay, I just want you to imagine it. Then the volcano kept on erupting. It kept on erupting. It was so active, it kept on exploding and bursting. Soon the air was full of ash. Every time the volcano would erupt, it would throw out hot liquid rock. And then when it reached the air, it would cool down and turn into ash. So it covered the whole place or the whole land with black sand or black ash. Nearby, a dairy farmer herded his cows into the family's big barn. His wife said, "It was scary. I could hear the volcano rumbling like a distant thunder." Soon, even though it was day, it was dark, and there were flakes falling from the sky. These were not white snowflakes, though. The flakes were black. When they touched my skin, they felt like sand. This volcano eruption had a big impact on the local people and other around the world. So why did the volcano erupt? All right. So here, as I just explained, that the volcano in Iceland erupted, and and what came out of the volcano? Very hot liquid rocks that came out so hot and in a liquid form. But when it reached the air or the sky, it cooled down and fell as black ash. So next to this volcano, there was a small farm. These farmers are dairy farmers. That means they raise dairy cows. If you guys don't remember, the meaning of dairy cows means that they raise cows only for its milk, only for the milk. Okay, so what did the farmer and his wife do? They had to herd. They had to take all of their dairy cows and put it inside the barn. The barn is like a house or a shelter where farmers keep their animals, like horses, cows, sheep, any animals that they are raising. So they had to take all the dairy cows and put it inside the barn to protect them from this black ash. And she said that although it was daytime, the sky became dark, and the sky was full of flakes, black flakes. And when the flakes touched her, it felt like sand. Okay, so this volcano eruption had a big impact. It affected them. How did it change or cause problems to these people? The local people means the people that lived near the volcano, and also affected other people around the world, and we will find out how it affected them. Okay, and the question at the bottom said, why did the volcano erupt? We will find out what makes a volcano erupt now. Okay, before we go back to the story, I just wanted to show you a diagram of the structure of the earth. So we all know that the earth is the planet that we live on. Okay, and the earth the earth has many layers. If you guys don't remember the meaning of layers mean things that are on top of each other. So what are the layers that are on top of each other that forms the earth? We have the core, we have the mantle, and we have the crust. So the inside part, or the inside layer of the earth, is called the core, the inside. Okay, the core is divided into two parts. The inner core, the yellow one is the light yellow is the inner core, and then it has the outer core, and then we have the third layer is the mantle, and the outside, or the shell of the outside layer, is called the earth crust. Okay, so I just want you to know that the earth has several layers. The earth is made out of several layers: the core, the mantle, and the crust. Okay. Compared to the whole earth, the earth's crust is thin. The crust is broken into pieces like a crackled, hard-boiled egg. So we just said that the earth is made out of several layers. The thinnest, or the weakest layer, is the earth crust. The outside layer of the earth is called the earth crust. As you see here, the outside layer that we live on is the earth crust. The earth crust is broken. It's broken into pieces like a hard-boiled egg. You know, when you take an egg and you boil it, the shell of the egg, when you crack it or you hit it to something, it starts to crack. So the earth crust is like the shell of a boiled egg. See, and you see these lines? These are the cracks or the broken pieces of the earth crust. Here is a crack, and here's a crack. Okay, so each crack, each part of the crack is known as a plate. The outside of the earth crust, okay, is very thin, and it's broken into pieces. Each piece is called a plate. Okay, so what's in the plate? The plates move. Oh, I'm sorry. Why did I make it so small? Okay, so each piece, it says, compared to the whole earth, the earth crust is thin. The outside layer is the thinnest layer, and it's broken into pieces. Each piece is called a plate. Deep inside, the earth core is so hot the rocks around it melt. So inside, the most inside layer, which is the core, the inside layer is the core, is so hot in here that it has melted rocks. The rocks are so hot that it starts to melt and become a liquid. The melted rock is called magma. As magma heats up, it rises. near the crust, the magma cools off. Then it sinks. Scientists think these magma currents make the plates move. Okay? Okay, I hope you guys can understand from this video. As we said, we're going to go back to the diagram again. So this is the Earth, right? The Earth has 3 main layers. The inside layer is called the core. Then we have the mantle and we have the earth crust. The thinnest or the weakest is the earth crust, okay? And it's broken into pieces. What's inside the core? The core has melted rocks, okay? Because it's so hot, like how can I say it? When it starts to boil, the rocks become very hot. It goes, where does it go? When something becomes very hot, the liquid goes up. Okay, when it's very hot, it goes back up. Okay, when it goes up, it starts to cool down, so it goes back down. So inside here, they have melted rocks. When it's very, very hot or it boils a lot, what happens? The liquid rocks go up. When it goes up, the temperature starts to cool down. So it goes back down. What are these melted rocks called? It's called magma. Okay, so the inside of the earth has melted rocks called magma. When it's very hot, it starts to rise. It starts to rise and goes up, all the way up to the earth crust. And then when it goes to the earth crust, it cools down, so it goes back down. Okay, for you to imagine this, you can do an experiment. Okay, the experiment is for you, of course, you can do this with a parent, to get a pot and fill it with water. Okay, when your mom fills the water in the pot with water, she can boil it on the stove. When the water starts to boil, you can put some raisins. Okay, some raisins, and then when the water starts to boil very hot, the raisins go up. It rises on top of the water, and then it cools down, so it goes back down. It goes up, and you feel like this shows you an example of what magma is like inside the core of the earth. Okay, so the melted rocks is called magma, and the magma heats up, it starts to rise, means it goes up. When it's near the earth crust, right? When it reaches the outside of the earth, it cools down and goes back down. Sinks mean it goes down. So scientists think, the people who study this, thinks that the magma currents make the plates move. Okay, so when the magma goes up and cools down and goes back down, it causes these pieces of the outside layer of the earth to start to move. Okay, and this is how it tells you, explains to you the experiment, so you can understand how magma goes. Okay, what magma is. That it's like when it's hot, it goes up to the surface, and when it goes up to the surface of the water, it cools down, it goes back down, and the movement is the current. The currents move like magma under the earth crust. Okay. On page 325, if the plates move far enough, magma reaches the earth's surface. Magma may explode into the air. It may flow into the earth's surface. When magma flows out, it's called lava. Okay, so now the magma is changed into something called lava. Why? Because it came out of the earth crust. All right, let's go back to the diagram. So as we said, the inside of the earth has very hot rocks. It's like very, how can I say it? The temperature is very hot inside, so the rock starts to melt. When it becomes very, very hot, it starts to go up to the earth crust. And then when it goes to the earth crust, it starts to cool down and goes back down. Okay, it causes the pieces or the plates outside the earth to move. Sometimes the plates the outside move far from each other. So what does the magma do? It comes out. It explodes. It comes out of the earth crust because they are far from each other. When the magma comes out of these spaces, it's called lava. And how does it come out? It comes out of a volcano. Okay, so when the magma comes out of the earth crust, from a volcano, of course, it starts to be, it's called lava. So inside the melted rocks, inside the earth crust, inside the earth, in the core, it's called magma. As soon as it comes out, it's called lava. Lava flows out at different places around the world. If a lot of lava flows out at one spot on the Earth's surface, it forms a mountain. So if a lot of lava comes out at one place, it starts to form a mountain. Okay, is this a normal mountain? No, this mountain is a volcano. It has an opening. This mountain has an opening where the lava comes out. These melted rocks come out, as it happened on the first page in Iceland. Okay, many are along the edge of the Pacific Ocean. No wonder this is said to be a ring of fire. Okay, so as you see here, this is a map, but this is a map that shows you where are the volcanoes found on our planet, on Earth. Most volcanoes are found around or the land around the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so we have a volcano in South America called Santiago. Okay, and we have another one here. I think it's in Alaska, as we mentioned last time. Mount St. Helens. Okay, this is another volcano found, because we mentioned in our last story that Alaska has volcanoes. Okay, and as you go here, we have Mount Fuji. Mount Fuji is a mountain in Japan, and we have another volcano here in an island called New Zealand, right? So and we have one in the middle here in the island called Hawaii. Okay, so the red dot here is a symbol of volcano. So you see that, and the Pacific Ocean here. So all around the Pacific Ocean we have volcanoes, and they call this place or this area the ring of fire. Why? Because the volcanoes erupt. But there's also another volcano up here in the north in Iceland. Okay, this is the Iceland volcano that we just read about on the first page of our story, and this is the one that erupted. Okay, so where are most volcanoes found? They are found around the Pacific Ocean. And what is the name that they call the land around the Pacific Ocean? It's called the Ring of Fire. Why? Because it has plenty of volcanoes. Okay, so if the lava comes out a lot in one place, it starts to form a mountain, and this mountain is called volcano because melted rocks come out, and it's called lava. All right, I hope you guys understand. Okay, now we're going to read about the properties of the lava. We'll find out now how the lava can be different. On page 326, it says lava may have different properties, like being runny or stiff. Okay, so some lava can be runny, can slide down like liquid, and some of them can be stiff, like in pieces or in chunks. If the lava is runny, it spreads out on the Earth's surface before it cools and becomes solid. So if the lava is runny, it comes out as a liquid and spreads really quick. Okay, but before it cools down, even before it's very cool, it becomes solid. This kind of lava forms a flat shield-shaped volcano. So if the lava is runny, okay, it spreads really quick on the Earth's surface or the Earth land, and then when it cools down or becomes cool, it's not hot anymore, it becomes solid. So when the lava starts to form on top of each other, it forms a volcano. Okay, what does the volcano look like? It's flat and it looks like a shield. It's a flat shield-shaped volcano. It started when lava poured out of an opening on the ocean floor. Okay, so where did the lava come from? It came out of an opening from the ocean floor. Then the lava built up in layers. Here, the lava came out and started to, because it's so runny, it's like a liquid, it starts to form on top of each other. Okay, it starts to form layers on top of each other, and then it became solid. So it forms a volcano called that is flat, a flat shield shape. It's not, it's mostly flat, it's like a shield, as the lava came out from the ocean floor, came out from the ocean. Okay, and that's how it forms. Once the mountaintop was above the water, it formed an island. Mauna Loa continues to be very active. It has erupted 39 times since 1832. Okay, so there's a volcano called Mauna Loa in an island called Hawaii, and this is how it's formed. The lava that came out of the ocean, it started to form and built on top of each other, layer on top of layer on top of layer. The lava, and then it formed a flat shield-shaped volcano. Okay, it's not like a real mountain. It's on top of each other, but it's flat. Okay, but this volcano is very active. It erupted or exploded 39 times since the year 1832. And here's a picture of it. This is a picture. See, it's not like a, it's not steep. It's not like a cone shape, not like a real mountain. It's just a little bit higher, and it's flat, as you see here. This is a picture of the Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa is in Hawaii. Mauna Loa in Hawaii is Earth's largest volcano. So the Mauna Loa volcano is the largest volcano on Earth, and it's found in the island of Hawaii, which is a state of part of the United States. Okay, here is another volcano. This is the volcano that erupted in Iceland, the one up north. Okay, let's see how it's different. It says here in the caption, this is the volcano that erupted in Iceland. Yeah, I just said that. Okay, so this is a picture of the volcano that just erupted in Iceland. It says here, if the lava is stiff, it piles up on the Earth's surface and forms a cone-shaped volcano with steep sides. Okay, so if the lava comes out stiff, comes out hard, does it form layers on top of each other? Yes. It also, the hard or the stiff lava also comes out hard and starts to form layer on top of each layer, starts to form piles. Okay, so how is it different? The mountain that it forms, or the volcano, it's like a cone shape. It starts to form like a cone shape, like a mountain. And the sides are steep. See, the sides here are steep. You feel like it's not straight. It can be, this is called steep, when the side is like this. Okay? Okay, and this kind of volcano, it's not active. And let me see, it says the volcano had erupted on Iceland is a cone shape. So this is a cone-shaped volcano that has steep sides. The sides are not flat, so it's difficult. You feel like it's going upwards. Okay, feel like it's going down and it's going upwards. Steep means that it's not straight. It's not very active. Its last eruption was almost 200 years ago. The last time that this volcano exploded or erupted was 200 years ago. While it was inactive, a lot of ice built on the top of the mountain. Then in 2009, scientists discovered the volcano was becoming active again. Okay, so this volcano is cone-shaped. It has steep sides, and the lava is stiff. So the lava that came out hard, and it formed a cone-shaped volcano. And these cone-shaped volcanoes are not active. Okay, but scientists, when they came to study it, they have a special device that shows you that it's starting to become active again. Here it wants you to reread and tell what are the two types or two shapes of volcano. If you read this one, you'll find that the Mauna Loa, the lava is running, and it forms a flat shield-shaped volcano, and it's active. Why? Because, okay, the lava came out of the ocean floor, so the lava starts to form layers on top of each other and formed a flat shield-shaped volcano. But this one, the one in Iceland, the lava came out stiff, came out hard, and when it started to form layers on top, it started to form a cone-shaped volcano that is inactive. All right. On page 328, scientists know a volcano is getting ready to erupt when it swells, starts to become bigger in size. This happens because magma pushes up inside the volcano. The mountain does not swell enough for people to see it getting bigger. Special instruments measure the tiny movement of the rocks. Other instruments record earthquakes around the volcano. Lots of quakes are another clue magma is rising inside the volcano. Okay? So when the scientists, people that study scientists, come and try to study more about the volcanoes, they have a special tool or a special device or a special instrument to measure the movement of rocks. Because when a volcano is going to erupt or the lava is going to come out or explode, it starts to swell, become bigger in size. But the people cannot see it become bigger. So scientists bring a special instrument that measures the movement of the rocks. And that tells them that the volcano might erupt. Okay, other instruments, they have other tools or instruments that measure the earthquakes around the volcano, also the movement of the land. And that is a clue that the magma is still going up and wants to come out of the earth crust. Okay, it says here magma fills a chamber inside the volcano. Then it pushes up a pipe-like part to the opening of the surface, the crater. Here is a picture of the magma that's starting to, remember, it's very hot liquid rocks. It starts to burn, it comes up, and then it goes back down. Okay, it's starting to come out of the openings. These are called craters. Okay, but it didn't come out yet. That's why it's called magma, not lava yet. When it comes out of the earth, it reaches the earth crust, it starts to call lava. The Iceland volcano erupted lava under its ice covering. The ice melted and turned into steam. If you ever watch steam lift the lid on a boiling pot, you know what happened next. Steam and gas escaping from the volcano blew magma high into the air. The magma exploded into millions of tiny droplets. These cooled and became ash. Wind carried the volcanic ash across Europe. Okay. The volcanic ash could damage jet engines, damage jet engine parts. So it was too dangerous to fly. Airplanes around the world were grounded. Some people were stranded. Here it's explaining about what happened when the volcano in Iceland erupted. Okay, so we said that the volcano in Iceland is cone-shaped and the lava is stiff. Okay, and because the cone-shaped volcano is not active, every time snow would fall, it started to fall on top of this volcano. So every time the magma would become very hot and rise, it causes the ice to melt. So the magma would rise up inside the chamber and cause the ice to melt. And so it turned into steam. Steam is like, as it said here, when your mom boils water on the stove, the water starts to form water vapor. Like you feel like there's smoke coming out of the water. Okay, so when the ice melted, it formed steam. So when all of the ice melted and the magma exploded or came out, it turned and reached the air. The liquid ice cooled down and became like black sand. Okay, when it came out, it turned into ash. Okay, ash is like black powder or black sand, and when the volcano exploded, it spread all around the land, all around the volcano. Who moved the volcanic ash? The wind. So the wind came, is blowing, so it started to carry and take all the black ash all around Europe. Okay, and it's not good. It's not safe. What did the black ash do? It can break or damage the engine of a jet. Okay, a jet is like a small plane, a small fast plane. So it can go inside the engine, which causes the plane to move and destroy it. So it was not safe for people to travel by airplane. So airplanes could not travel and people had to stay where they were. Here, this is a photo of what the ash looked like after the volcano erupted. See, it's like this is ash, black sand. So this is what it looks like. After the eruption, and in Iceland, ash covered the ground. The whole ground was covered with black ash, black sand, which can destroy and cause a lot of damage. So, plus the wind carried it across. Okay, so the idea of this was to explain the cause and effect. If you guys don't remember what cause and effect is, cause is the reason why something happened. Effect is what happened. Okay, so the reason here it says lava built up layer by layer from the ocean floor. So this is talking about the lava that came out from the ocean floor. So magma erupted, and lava came out. It starts to form on top of each other. This is the reason. This is why it happened. Lava formed on top of each other. What happened when the lava formed on top of each other? It formed the Mauna Loa. What is Mauna Loa? Is the flat shield-shaped volcano. Where was it formed? It was formed in Hawaii. This is what happened. This is the cause, is the reason why something happened, and effect is what happened after that. What happened when the lava started to form on top of each other? It formed a volcano. Okay, it formed a flat shield-shaped volcano. And this is the name of the flat-shaped volcano called the Mauna Loa in Hawaii. Okay, also, so we usually give you the cause or we give you the effect when we ask a question. Okay, so the Iceland volcano erupted under ice covering. So this is the reason. What happened when the lava erupted, when the volcano erupted, and the ice covered it before? So the ice melted and became steam, and the volcano ash helped plants grow. We didn't read about this yet. We'll explain now. Okay, I think there's a page missing. Oh God. Okay, okay guys, so this was this page was missing from the book. Okay, so here we just said on page 329 that after the volcano in Iceland erupted, the volcanic ash spread everywhere and didn't allow the airplanes to travel, and because it could destroy the engine and people had to stay where they were. They couldn't travel. Okay, so it's also said that not just volcanic ash caused problems, hot lava from volcanoes also creates damage. So not only did the ash cause problems, also the hot lava from the volcano created many damage. It destroyed many things. What did it do? Flowing lava can destroy buildings and roads. The volcano named Mount St. Helens in Washington State once blasted out hot gas and knocked down a whole forest. Okay, so when this is another volcano in Washington State in the United States. It's called Mount St. Helens, and one time it erupted, and the lava had a hot gas. The lava came out with a hot gas that destroyed a whole forest. As you see here, this is a picture of the volcano that erupted, and look at all the damage that it caused to this forest. Okay, and on page 331, of course, the results of volcano eruptions aren't all bad. For one thing, volcanoes build new mountains and islands. So, although the eruption of volcano can cause damage, can destroy buildings, can destroy roads, can destroy um, forest, and it can cause a lot of problems. It can affect other things. The ash prevent people from traveling, but sometimes it can do good things. It can form new mountains and islands. Okay, that's a good thing. In Ireland, a scientist discovered that the bits or pieces of volcanic ash were coated with minerals plant needs to grow. After the eruption, the dairy farmers had a big job cleaning ash off his house and barn roofs. In the field, though, the grass quickly shot up healthy and green. Soon was plenty of fresh food for his cows. So it says, although the ash that the volcanic ash caused a lot of problems and allowed people not to travel, when the farmer, it made a mess in his farm too. He had to clean his homes and his barn. And after that, after many days of cleaning, he found that the ash had minerals. This minerals is like good food for the plants. And all of a sudden he found the whole field filled with healthy green grass, which he needed to feed his cows, his dairy cows. So sometimes although something can be dangerous and can cause damage, but sometimes it can have good benefits. So this is what the cause and effect was about. So the ash that the volcanic ash that came when the volcano that erupted in Iceland came out, the volcanic ash, the black sand that came out of the volcano helped the plants or the grass to grow. Okay, so remember, cause is why something happened, and effect is what happens because of this reason. Okay, we will explain more in our story tomorrow. Okay, and before we finish, we just want to revise the genre. The genre of the story is expository text. Why? Because it gives you or explains to you real information about volcanoes and how the types of volcanoes and how it changes the earth. Okay, we have important bold print words. We have maps. We have a map here. I added the label, so no. So here we have a diagram of the earth and a caption. We have a map. Okay, these are all things that we can find in an expository text. I'm sorry, the video is very long.